We've been working with some of the different quilting technique stitches that you find in the quilting menu of the Bernina 880. We've done the blind applique, the hand look quilt stitch, and have you noticed that when you go into this menu, you have 3 different straight stitches? So the stitch we're actually going to talk about here is stitch 1324, and you notice that there's some short little stitches at the beginning of this. So they call it a quilter's securing program. It's going to start with 6 short stitches, and then whenever you feel like you need to be ending it, you touch the quick reverse button, and then it will finish with 6 short stitches. So this used to be a stitch that I would have my Bernina owners program when they were doing machine quilting and kind of needing that stop and start. They didn't want to reverse, they didn't want stitches all in the same hole. It almost creates a little knot at the back. But if you've ever taken short little tiny stitches and tried to take them out, they don't come out very easy, don't they? So Bernina has actually given us a stitch with this programmed in to be little teeny tiny at the beginning, stitching, and then little teeny tiny at the end. You definitely could use this for stitching in the ditch, machine quilting through layers. You could even do it for your regular sewing seam. So instead of picking a straight stitch number 1, you go to the quilt menu and pick the first straight stitch in here. I did mention there was other ones. This one is a longer stitch length, a 3 millimeter long. Traditionally use a longer stitch length when you're quilting through batting and back, and so that way it doesn't look so small. And then this shorter one is kind of just a straight stitch that's been pre-programmed shorter that you could use for paper piecing or just piecing blocks together with a shorter stitch length. Of course, you can adjust that to whatever stitch length suits you, but that's why there's some extra straight stitches in this menu. So as it starts, you're going to notice little tiny stitches. There's the 6 stitches, and then it jumps into the 2.5 stitch length. Then when you're ready to end the seam, just touch the reverse button one time and hold your foot on the foot control until it comes to a complete stop. So then you could actually touch the scissor button. It'll pull the threads to the back side and cut them like you're used to, but just note that you can turn that over and then cut those little stitches on the back side, knowing that they're not going to come loose, because those little tiny stitches are really hard to get out. But so definitely something to try out. At least you know what all those straight stitches are in your quilt menu.